So let's talk about the joke police and what it was like dealing with standards and practicing with your writing.
Standards and practices always cracks me up because you would think it would be like actual laws, you know, or actual rules that like, oh, you can't violate this. But there's such a gray area there that it really came down to like who you were dealing with that day.
Right.
And over my career, I found ways to work with them. You know, if they say you absolutely can't tell a joke about, you know, cats. We can't have a joke about cats on the show. I'm like, well, if you look back 3 weeks ago, there was a joke about cats on this show. That's all they need. They just need to be able to like not get yelled at if someone gets upset. So they're almost trying to cut off complaints before they come in.
Right.
And if you can say, this is how you handle that complaint, this is why that's okay, they'll let you do it 9 times out of 10. So it's pretty funny to have to deal with most of the time. And now at this point, they kind of leave me alone.
It's like legal precedent, right?
Exactly.
Dave Chappelle in one of the specials talks about standards and practices that he faced on the Chappelle show. And the idea that he couldn't say the F word. He couldn't say faggot. And he would say nigger all the time. And I'm sure everybody remembers that joke in the special, but I found it interesting that you have this take on standards and practices, and he has this take on standards and practices. And I've heard you say how inspired you were by the skit from his show with the black white supremacist. I thought that was an interesting connection.
Yeah, I just love that he went for it right away. You know, he drew that line in the sand and was like, you're either with me, you either accept this skit and we can move forward, or you're out and I don't need you to come back. You know, Dana Carvey famously did that. He had a show called The Dana Carvey Show after he left SNL, and they tried the line in the sand thing and it backfired, where they had the Bill Clinton breastfeeding puppies, I think, and people tuned out and never came back, and that show got canceled.
Right.
But I like taking that chance anyway, saying this could be the end of the show, but I'm going to do it. I'm not going to save it for the last episode.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. They can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the word?